And here we are again. Excuse the scratchiness of my voice. I am beginning to be a little bit sick. I hope I won't lose my voice completely like last time. But since the third short story of the comic that I'm making came out about 2 weeks ago, I didn't want to wait anymore to make this video. So I'm doing this voiceover now. I think it's still okay. So what comic are we talking about? I'm making short stories for, let's say it's a gay online store where you can buy adult toys, mostly aimed at gay men. And they have a monthly newsletter they send out, and they wanted to add something a little bit different to their newsletter, and they thought about a comic. So that's what we did. We created a little fun comic in space about a queer delivery service who delivers, surprise, surprise, adult stuff to aliens and whatsoever. And it really isn't a sexy comic, it's just supposed to be fun. So we created these characters on a spaceship, and each character is an alter ego of a person who is working in that company. So yeah, everybody got to design their own character, what they want to look like, what their characters' personalities are. And after a while, we had finished the whole crew and we started with the first stories. So for now, we haven't managed to make a comic each month for every newsletter, but about every second newsletter, you get a little comic with it. And they also get published on the website. So they have a blog on their website, like an online magazine, and there's a little category where you can go and read the comics. They are usually between 2 to 6 pages long, and they are always short stories. So they are always a finished short story. So the story we develop together, and then I do the sketching, the inking, the coloring, and all that good stuff. If you want to read the comic, I will show you the cover here. That is the comic. There's the name of the comic, The Rocket Riders. And you can also see the logo of the company. It's for Tom Rockets. I'm not going to link it here because you will find this comic on an adult website. So if you want to read the comic, go on Google search or write me maybe on Instagram. I can send you a link, but I'm not going to direct link it, just in case YouTube has a problem with that. So if you want to read the comic, do so on your own peril. Like I said, it's just supposed to be a little fun comic. It's not a sexy comic. It's really just comedy in space. So here you see me do the inking, the outlines on the finished sketch. The last huge panel I left out because that's kind of a money shot. So if you want to see that one, go read the comic. But the other half is good to show you the process. So I make the outlines on one layer, and I have a second layer where later on I do the texturing and the blacks and the hatched shading. After these steps would of course come the coloring. It's colored in black and white with one, let's say, signature color, because the signature color of the website is this yellow orangish thingy. So we decided to make the comic in black and white. There's a grayscale about, I think we have 4 different grays, or 5 different grays, something like that, white and black. And then there's this one dot of yellow that we use for some highlights. After the colors are on the page, I also go over it with some texture brushes. So I add a little paper grain, a little noisy shader, so it gets a little bit more of a retro feeling to it. So it's not so digital looking, even though the whole comic is done digitally. Sometimes I do the layout on paper before I go to the sketching of the pages in digital, but that's about it. The brainstorming and the layout is on paper, the rest is all digital. So on this page you can see 2 characters, or more like 3 characters from the crew. You have one's Roxy Moxie, which is the alien drag queen lady you can see there. Then there's Gally, which is the drag queen with the mustache. And there is the robot Rob, short for robot, not for robot, of course. So yeah, I might share a little bit more about this comic making and how to draw these characters and so on and so forth as the project continues. I'm currently working on the 4th issue, which will be a Halloween special, so it will be a little bit longer. So if you feel like reading the comic, I'm going to show you the cover at the end again, so you can have the title Rocket Riders from the company Tom Rockets, and with this information you should find it online. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time with a more healthy voice again. Bye!